Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth and welcome to another edition of Forsyth County Connections, coming to you from the studios of Government Center in downtown Winston-Salem. We're so glad you could join us. We have a lot to cover today, some great folks, some important information that ranges from everything from recreational opportunities to how to battle opioids, and so lots of things we're going to cover. But where we want to start is meeting someone new. She's new to this particular job, but she's not new to the profession. I'm speaking of Amanda Markle. She's our new tax assessor and collector for the Forsyth County Tax Administration Department. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you for having me.
Now, let's just get this out of the way. I know you've been asked this a million times, but bring me up to speed. What kind of career have you had? Where did you come from last? Because you're not new to what you're doing.
No, I'm not new to tax, but I'm new to Forsyth County, like you said. I started in tax 20-some years ago in Wake County. I started there in 2004.
All right.
I was in Wake for about 13 and a half years, and then from Wake I moved to Durham County, where I was a tax division manager and promoted to deputy assessor.
Right.
And then I left Durham the Friday before I started here on July 7th.
You came here.
Came here.
You don't look old enough to have been in this for 20 years, but I'm glad that you're here. You know, sometimes, Amanda, we all need help, and so let's talk about tax relief for a second. What are tax relief options that are available to county residents?
Okay, so we have 3 tax relief options, and I want to preface this by saying, while I'm going to talk about Forsyth because I work for Forsyth, these programs are available to every county in North Carolina because these are state programs.
Gotcha.
So we have the elderly disabled exclusion, the disabled veteran exclusion, and the circuit breaker deferment exclusion.
Okay. What do you mean by the last one?
Well, it is a program where you pay a portion of taxes based on your income and you defer the rest.
I got you.
So you do end up having to repay some of it. It's just deferred until a later date.
Now, what's the criteria? I know you gave us 3 categories, but within those categories, what's the criteria for me being able to get some relief?
So to qualify for the elderly disabled exclusion, you have to be either 65 years of age as of January 1st or totally and permanently disabled.
Okay.
Your income must be less than $37,900, and we do look at the income for the prior year. This level might change each year, but for this year it's $37,900, and it's only available to your primary residence up to 1 acre. So if you have more than an acre, you pay taxes on the full residual value, but up to 1 acre in your house.
All right. So you got less than an acre and you're struggling for one reason or another, and a lot of us haven't really fully recovered from COVID, and I don't mean that medically, but just from the whole way the economy went. And as I said, we all need a little help from time to time. So give me the benefit if I'm approved for tax relief? How does it help me?
Okay, so for the elderly disabled exclusion, you have less than an acre, your house. What we're going to do is we're going to calculate your tax bill based off of half the value.
Oh, okay.
So instead of a $200,000 value, we're going to calculate it on $100,000. So it roughly cut your tax bill in half.
Right. And unlike some of the things you just described a minute ago, you're not paying on the extra. You're actually getting that cut in half.
Yes, you do not pay it back.
Now, here's the big question. How do I apply for relief in one of these categories? How do I go about it? Is it by mail? Is it by phone? Is it by the internet? Because not everybody has internet.
Well, all of the above. We can get you an application. There is no electronic application, but if you call us, you email us, you come visit us, we will get you an application. You fill out the AV9 application. There's different sections for whatever program you're applying for.
Is it hard to do?
It is not hard to do. We can sit down and walk you through it. I brought applications in case you ever want to see them. So yes, we can easily walk someone through it.
Amanda, is there a deadline for getting help?
So technically, the deadline is June 1st for a timely application. However, you can submit an application up through the end of the calendar year with Board of Equalization and Review approval for your just cause. So you provide a reason of why your application was late, why you didn't get it in by June the 1st. We take it to the Board of Equalization and Review. They review it, and if they say yes, then you get it for the current year.
All right, but for those who can have access to the internet very quickly, how can we get more general information about this?
Visit our website at forsyth.cc/tax, and there is a link for tax relief on it.
Amanda, I appreciate all you're doing to help so many folks, and I hope you'll come back and be on the show again.
I will do my best
All right.
to come back if you'll have me.
All right, we will. And I'll ask you about, your background, how you got here, and all this stuff. So come back sometime.
All right, sounds good.
We'll be right back after this.
Don't procrastinate, vaccinate. School immunizations are available right now at the Forsyth County Department of Public Health. Make sure your child is prepared for the next school year by getting their immunizations now. Immunizations are available at no charge for Medicaid and uninsured patients. Call 336-703-3324 to schedule an appointment. For more information, visit forsyth.cc/public health. Forsyth County Department of Public Health. Promoting health, improving lives.
Back now for Forsyth County Connections. Thanks for staying with us. We have a very special and first-time guest to the show with us right now. Daisy Reyes is lead eligibility specialist for Forsyth County's Department of Social Services. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for all you're doing. How does that, let's talk about the child care subsidy that you emailed me about, because I wasn't versed on this too much until you brought me up to speed. Now, what is a child care subsidy and who's eligible to apply? Bring me up to speed.
So, child care subsidy is a state program that helps parents or responsible adults pay for child care.
And now, can anybody apply for this just because they're a parent? Do they automatically get it or what?
They do have to meet eligibility criteria, so they have to have a need for care, and that could be employment or seeking higher education,
Right.
or the child can have a developmental need.
Right.
They do have to meet income eligibility. For example, a household of 4 cannot make more than $5,358 a month. So
And,
we do
this has
look at
been such a
income.
hot button issue too, Daisy, as you well know, because people say, well, look, I can't afford to work because, childcare is so expensive. It's going to take my whole paycheck. And now you're sort of lending a hand with that, aren't you?
Yes, I think we are.
Yeah. I mean, do you get a sense of feedback or maybe any positive changes or benefits that families can experience through this? Have you got any sense of how it's helping?
I think that it helps families, the parent, the guardians, keep employment, keep going to school, but most importantly, it helps the child because
Absolutely.
it gives them access to quality childcare.
You also wrote me about the what you refer to as the wait list. Now, I'm pretty sure I know what a waiting list is, but you explain it to me. What's a wait list for the subsidy? Tell me all about that.
Well, the childcare need is greater than our funding.
Okay.
So right now we've had to implement a waiting list in September of 2024.
Okay.
And that's what it is. It's just parents waiting for more funding to be available from the state so that we can give them the service.
All right. So let's give them a little bit of hope here. I mean, when does all this end? I mean, what's the expectation if I'm on this wait list? What can I expect? Or maybe that's putting you on the spot. It's not fair to ask you that, but
No, that's actually a good question, but we don't know when the child care waiting list is going to be completely removed. So we are having to wait for months to become available.
you had told me before there's something going on about a survey for the wait list. What's that all about?
In order for us to be able to make sure that the people on our waiting list still have a need, we send out a survey twice a year.
Okay.
And one is actually going out in the middle of September.
All right, and that goes out twice a year. You said, now what kind of questions are on there? Because, I don't take tests very well, but I mean, if I was trying to fill this thing out, what kind of questions are being asked of people? Give me an example or something.
The survey will ask families or the parents if they are still in need, like, are you still working? Are you still in school? And we'll also ask them approximate how much they make a month, so we
Okay.
can have an idea.
So you're getting an update on these people that maybe, and some of them are already in the system. I mean, do they have to reapply, or what happens if they don't return the survey? Help me understand this stuff.
They don't have to reapply. They just answer the questions and send it back to us, and that survey can be returned by email, mail, or in person.
Right.
And if they don't send it back, they will be removed from our waiting list. That
Right.
doesn't mean that they can't contact us back and be placed back on the waiting
Sure.
list, but it will remove them from the waiting list.
Before I let you go, because you and I just met in person a few minutes ago, we've emailed. What's gratifying to you about your job and what you're doing, especially with this, with child care and the subsidy and all that? What does it mean to you?
I like working under childcare because I know that there is a lot of children out in the community that might not have food on the table every day.
Right.
And knowing that some of these children get to have a meal, a snack, at least twice a day, and they go home to their families, that's gratifying to me.
I bet. I just appreciate all you're doing. Is there a general website? Can people just go to the county website and find their way through the portal to get more information, or what's the best way?
Like I said, they can come in person. They can go to the county website.
Okay.
We also have a direct email to our unit, which is fcchildcare@foresight.cc.
Right.
If they want to get on our waiting list, they can always email us their contact
Daisy,
information.
thanks for everything you're doing. I'm so glad that you're working on behalf of so many people and helping them. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back after this.
Wow, big things going on in the world lately. With so much confusion, it's easy to feel lost and overwhelmed. We all want to believe in something, and the most important cause of all is your amazing self. YourLifeYourVoice.org has answers and advice for teens who feel left out and are starting to doubt themselves. You have so much to offer. YourLifeYourVoice.org can help you find it.
You don't have time to attend every government meeting in Forsyth County. Subscribe to the Forsyth County newsletter. Available the first day of the month, the Forsyth County News arrives in email with articles, videos, and links to information and programs that matter to you. See updates from county commissioners, hear from the county manager, see quick videos of programs and activities, plus a look ahead. Stay up to date. Elections, tax office, air quality, parks, deeds, and more. Forsyth.cc/newsletter. Subscribe today.
Back now on Forsyth County Connections. Thanks for sticking with us. And we have a good friend of the show that's back again. I don't know why she's back for the torture, but she is, and we're so glad Annie Vasquez is here. She's coordinator of the Substance Use Services, Forsyth County Behavioral Health Services. Good to see you again.
Thank you for having me again, Jim.
And you're such a delightful person, but also so dedicated and do such good work. And I'm so thankful for you being here, honestly, all kidding aside. And now I understand you have a new initiative in battling the opioid crisis. And it has something to do, according to your email, it has something to do with libraries. What is that all about?
Yeah, it does. So this is an initiative we've been working on for a little bit here in the county. As you know, we're really passionate about getting Narcan, or naloxone, as it's also called, out into the community to as many people with as few barriers as possible. So it is now available. You're able to go into any of our county libraries, go to the help desk, say, hey, I would like a box of Narcan.
And for people that don't know, very briefly, because I'm not a scientist or a doctor, so help remind me, what does Narcan do?
Yeah, so Narcan is the opioid overdose reversal medication. So
Okay.
anybody that's overdosed on an opioid, whether that be illicit opioid like fentanyl, heroin, or
something that's been prescribed.
Exactly.
And you accidentally took too much or something. So you can go get Narcan.
Yes,
Okay. So now it's going to be in the libraries, which
Yep.
is pretty cool because it's a public place. Lots of kids and people of all ages going in through there. What impact do you hope and do you think this will have on families by having the library available?
Yeah, we discovered during COVID, like many things, library is the hot spot, right? You could go and get COVID tests, you could go and get all the information. So we know families of, like you said, all ages go into the library. So we hope that people will be able to access it more readily. And if nothing else, it will start that conversation, right? Of what is Narcan? What do we need Narcan for? Should we have this in our house?
Sure.
Really kind of starting that conversation. And we know breaking that stigma really starts with having that conversation.
Absolutely. Now, you've been on the front lines of this battle for years now, unfortunately, or fortunately, because we have you doing it. So given that, what does this initiative mean to you personally?
It's always good when we're getting the tools into the hands of the public. So it's always nice to be on your show and to talk about a new initiative and really have that conversation about how opioid settlement is impacting our community directly.
You have a particular story or example of why the Narcan accessibility is so important and the initiative is so important?
Yeah, so we have a story from the library, actually. I went to the library and did some training with some of the librarians that work there. The very next week, Jim, they had an overdose that happened in one of their bathrooms.
Oh, man.
And the person that was there had been in my training and knew how to use Narcan and was able to use it and revive the participant that was in the library.
Oh, my God.
So we know that folks are in and out of that library, all folks. So we know that works, and we know that not only do we need to be giving it out through the libraries, but also have the librarians trained in how to use it.
So what if somebody, they see you on the street and say, hey, Annie, I saw you on the show. Let me just tell you something. I don't take opioids. I don't think anybody in my family does. I don't go to the library. Why should I care about even carrying Narcan?
Well, you don't know who you're going to come across. You know, I always tell people you have people in and out of your house. Do you have somebody come in to work on your washer and dryer? Do you have somebody to come in to work on your roof?
And we carry jumper cables in our car in case
Exactly.
somebody breaks down.
Or a fire extinguisher in your house, right?
Right.
You hope you don't run into somebody that may have an overdose, but you just never know. Better safe than sorry, right?
Absolutely. And of course, this is very challenging. We have a few seconds left. I know all this is challenging for you, but you also believe that you've got a hope for success. How are you going to balance the challenge against the hope of success?
I always try to stay on the positive and look at all the good things that come out of it.
Bless your heart for doing that. How can people get more information, by the way? Is there a particular website or something people should look at?
Yeah, you can always go to our County Health and Human Services website. You'll be able to find more information on that initiative and where else to get Narcan as well.
All right, Annie. Thanks for doing this.
Of course, thank you.
We'll be right back after this.
There's a place to share gossip about the office party fun, and a place to share the story you tell everyone. There's a place to share a laugh about when things went wrong, and a place to share the video of you dancing to your song. There's a place to share spare change, lunch, and your time. But we could all be better at sharing how we're feeling inside. 76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
Parents, catching kids being good is at the heart of every parenting strategy you'll find at boystown.org/parenting. We've got parenting guides, articles, videos, quick tips, and even live parent talks on Facebook with Boys Town experts. Visit boystown.org/praise to receive your 10 Ways to Praise magnet. It's a great reminder to catch them being good, and that great parenting advice is just a click away.
Back now on Forsyth County Connections. Thanks for sticking with us. We have a return visitor to the show. He's been here many times before mainly because he knows everything. We like to have people on that know everything. Chris Weevil, Director of Forsyth County Parks and Recreations. Good to have you back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You sent me an email, said, Jim, be sure you ask me about the Piedmont Greenway.
Yes,
so
sir.
tell me what the Piedmont Greenway is.
Well, the Piedmont Greenway is a planned 19.1 mile shared use path that's designed to connect Forsyth and Guilford counties,
Wow.
two cities and 3 towns.
19 miles.
Yes, sir.
Holy mackerel. Now, has any of this already been built when you said it's planned?
No, sir, none's been built, but we do have 2 sections that are kind of in design and bidding. One is on the far western side here in Winston. The City of Winston Parks and Recreation is doing a short section from the Salem Lake Trail up to Hastings Hill Road, and then the village of Summerfield, or town of Summerfield, they're doing a section in what's called Bandera Farms Park. So that will be on the far eastern terminus. So,
Right. What about, now, will any of it run through Triad Park?
Yes, sir. Basically, Triad Park sits right in the middle of
Okay.
the 19.1 miles. So we have about a 1.3 mile section through Triad Park that will be the Piedmont Greenway, or portion of the Triad Park Reedy Fork segment of the Piedmont Greenway.
We're getting way ahead of ourselves because I want to get you back when it's all done. But basically, is it your idea that people sort of maybe park at Triad Park and they can go either way they want to on the...
It is. We're hoping that this section at Triad is a catalyst for development east and west.
Right.
But yeah, that would be the intent would be for folks that would park at Triad, and they can walk towards Kernersville, or they can walk towards to the Guilford County
Now, I
side.
understand through the grapevine that you got some major grant that was awarded for something to do with the Greenway. What's that about?
We did, in conjunction with the Piedmont Triad Regional Council, PTRC for short. They actually applied on the behalf of Guilford County, Forsyth County, and the town of Kernersville, and they were awarded a $500,000 North Carolina Great Trails State Grant.
Wow.
Yep, we're called the Great Trails State.
$500,000.
$500,000, and that will be for design and engineering of the section through Triad Park, and another small section. Actually, it's a little longer than the Triad Park section, but there is a section that will go from the center of Main Street in Kernersville to the section that will be in Triad Park.
Is that going to hook up with the other Greenway that's already there?
Eventually, yes, sir. It will.
And then Reedy Fork, wasn't there something you sent me an email about one day about Reedy Fork?
Reedy Fork is the actual creek that flows into Guilford County through Triad Park. The alignment of the trail is basically, follows creeks. We build parks, we build greenways where you can't build houses and buildings.
Yeah.
We've actually worked strategically with the City County Utilities Division, and we've got a section already in the park that's cleared for a sewer right of way. So we let the utilities folks kind of do their clearing and get their line in, and we got an agreement with them to put the trail on top of that.
Chris, why is this Greenway project good for the region itself?
For the region, it just kind of shows the cooperation and the regional collaboration between Forsyth, Guilford, town of Kernersville, Oak Ridge, Summerfield, all those towns and cities kind of coming together and putting this this wonderful greenway that's going to be an alternative source of transportation between the two counties.
Absolutely. A lot of people coming in the area, a lot of the places are springing up near the airport and industries and going to hire thousands and thousands of people. What if somebody came up to you and they're getting ready to move into the area and say, Chris, trying to decide where I want to live, what I want to do. What would you tell them about parks and recreation in Forsyth County?
Forsyth County, we are a passive recreational organization, so we build things like the greenways, we build things like passive recreational parks. We're very much like the state park system,
right.
So we're going to build something for you to come and use. We're not actively programming these particular parks, so for us, I think that's, we have this green space, roughly 3,000 acres in Forsyth County alone, that we want folks to come out and enjoy.
Lots to do.
Yes, sir.
Lots to do. Have a couple seconds left. Any particular website people should go to learn more about what's going on with Parks and Rec?
www.forsyth.cc/parks.
Go to it.
Yes, sir.
Chris, we will always know things. That's why we have you here.
Thank you, sir.
If you stop knowing things, we cannot have you.
Lots of knowledge.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank
you.
you.
We'll be right back after this. Back now for our final segment of this edition of Forsyth County Connections. I thank you so much for sticking with us. And we have a young lady with us who's a return visitor, and she always has something fun and neat to talk about, and she's with us right now. Destiny Williams is a business process analyst for Forsyth County Department of Health and Human Services. Good to see you again.
It's great to be here, Jim.
And your email said to me, Jim, I want to talk about FunFest. So remind people, what is it and when is it?
Jim, it's the 5th year we've done FunFest here in the county. It's a great opportunity for the community to come and learn about county government, our services, and also have some fun with their families and our employees.
So if somebody takes advantage of this, I mean, what kind of events, activities, services can they take advantage of? Give me some examples.
Yeah, Jim. So there's going to be some on-site services, including an opportunity to register to vote or check your voter registration.
That's important because you got big elections coming up later.
Big elections.
Yeah.
More opportunities to have some vaccinations, education about our health programs, STD, STI testing, and even apply for some services like Medicaid, WIC, or food and nutrition services.
Now, what if I've been to, you said this is the 5th year, right?
Yeah.
Now, what if I went last year or the year before and somebody comes up and says, well, Destiny, why should I go again? Is there anything new or?
Jim, that's a great question, and we're encouraging our attendees to come out to this part of the event, which is our job fair. During our job fair, attendees can explore career opportunities offered by Forsyth County. They can meet hiring managers face-to-face and even participate in some on-site interviews. Forsyth County Human Resources will also be offering some tips to learn about how to strengthen your resume and ensure that you're interview ready and put your best foot forward.
Yeah. Now, our buddy Denise Price was on the show not long ago, and she was talking about upgrades to the campus of Health and Human Services. How does that tie in what's going on with this year's FunFest?
Yeah, so FunFest is going to be hosted in the Highland Avenue Park, which is a new space designed to create more opportunities for our community and for our programs to connect with the community, building and strengthening those relationships. The park offers a pickleball court, basketball court, an amphitheater, a ton of green space, and even an ADA accessible playground just a few steps towards the Malloy Jordan Library.
Wow, that's good. So everybody can enjoy it. People of all skill levels and everything. And that pickleball stuff's popular now, I hear.
Yeah.
I don't do it, but I mean, it wouldn't be a pretty thing to see me trying to do pickleball. You know, let me ask you. I know I asked you this before when you were on, but just for people that haven't seen the show, why did you want to work in county government? Because you just talked about a job fair. So I mean, why did you want to work in county government? What do you get from it?
Honestly, Jim, I was someone that had no idea about all the services that the county offered. And being here almost 2 years, I've learned so many services, so many departments, and there's so many great people to work with.
Yeah.
So this is a great time for the community to come out and learn who we are. We service you every day. So just come out, put a face to the name, and just enjoy, have fun with us.
Yeah, because you guys do so much for so many people behind the scenes. Now we're going to be able to connect with some of the folks. Now tell me again when the FunFest is.
We're scheduled for Saturday, September 20th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Highland Avenue Park.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. I'm going to write that down. Saturday, September 20th. Okay, that's good. Well, we'll be there. Thanks for all you're doing.
Thank you, Jim.
All right. That's going to do it for this edition of Forsyth County Connections, but I want to thank you for watching, and also a shout out to Ed McNeil, who's the genius behind all this program, and our person who runs the county, Chantel Robinson, keeps an eye on things for us, and we appreciate all her help as well. For all of us here in Forsyth County, I'm Jim Longworth. We'll see you next time.